Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Southern Sports Network. I'm Zach Smith.
And I'm Kara Donnelly, here to update you on the latest in Moccasin sports news and events that happened over fall break. While many of our students traveled home for fall break, the FSC volleyball team traveled to the Orlando Sports Complex to play in the South Region crossover. The team earned a split in their final two matches as they won 3-0 over Shorter, but fell 3-1 against Alabama Huntsville. The team returned to Jenkins Fieldhouse and played two more matches. A gritty 3-1 win over Eckerd on October 18th was followed by a dominant 3-0 win over Florida Tech on October 22nd. With these wins, the Lady Mocs are in a three-way tie with Eckerd and St. Leo atop the SSC standings, but have a better overall record of 14-5 for the season. The men's cross-country team finished in second place this past week at the SSC Championship in Melbourne. This is the fourth time in the last 6 years that the FSC team has finished as league runner-ups. Junior Bobby Ormsby finished in second place, the fourth fastest 8K in program history and the third fastest in the history of the SSC Championship. The women's cross-country team led its way to victory as they placed third at the Sunshine State Conference Championship. Freshman Allison Wright placed ninth, the highest finish for the Mocs since the 2009 team finished in second. Wright completed the 6K course in just over 22 minutes, a new personal best. Wright has also earned herself a spot on the 2016 SSC All-Championship team for her top 10 finish. Both the men and women's teams will be competing at St. Leo University on November 5th for the NCAA South Region Championship.
Both the men and women's soccer teams had 3 games over fall break. The women played against Florida Tech, Eckerd, and St. Leo, losing all 3. Dominique Cernigliaro and Margot Chawanski were the only 2 Mocs to put the goals in the back of the net. The men's soccer team played their first game October 12th, where the Mocs took home a massive 6-2 victory against Embry-Riddle, with Jonathan Radvogen scoring 2 of the 6 goals. The second game took place on October 15th, where the Mocs lost 1-0 to Florida Tech. This was the first home loss of the season for the men's team. Ending the break on a high note, however, the Mocs won 1-0 against Flagler on October 18th. Hasser Diakite had the only goal for the game. The Mocs' next match will be on October 26th in Boca Raton for a makeup game against Lynn University. Another team bringing home success was the water ski team. The skiers took home 3rd place overall at the national tournament, which includes Division I teams. This is the 4th straight year the Mocs water ski team has placed in the top 3 in the national tournament. The FSC equestrian team had its first competition of the year on October 22nd. The event took place in Ocala. In individual competitions, students received 1 6th place ribbon, 4 5th place ribbons, 2 4th place ribbons, 1 3rd place ribbon, and a 1st place ribbon. Lots of numbers. The 1st place ribbon was awarded to Emily Schoaf. This was the team's second competition ever as an individual official Florida Southern sport. And the team finished 9th out of a total of 16 teams. The next competition will be at the Savannah Art and Design Competition, which will be held on November 5th and November 6th. The men's and women's swimming team dove into fall break, competing against the University of Tampa. The women's team held 2 of the top 3 spots with junior Peyton Brielt and senior Leah Haney. The men's team junior Noah Frank won his first individual event of his Moccasins career. Both teams started out strong but ultimately lost. During the first home meet of the season against Kaiser and Florida Tech, 6 seemed to be the lucky number, as both the men and women had 6 swimmers who won individual events. Brielt won all 3 of her individual events, bringing her total for the season up to 5. The men won 11 out of their 14 events, and both teams placed first. The next meet is against Florida Gulf Coast and Florida State.
Florida Southern men's tennis team traveled to Young Harris, Georgia, where they participated in the Mountain Lion Invitational. On day 1 of the tournament, the Mocs won 6 of its 8 single matches and 3 of its 4 doubles matches. As the tournament progressed, Blaine Miller advanced to the semifinals in the singles and was victorious in 2 out of his 3 sets. The Mountain Lion Invitational concluded the Mocs' fall season. Another team wrapping up their fall season was the men's golf team. The men's golf team finished in 7th place at the Gulf Frank Invitational this past Tuesday. FSC's golfer John Vanderlane tied for 7th with a 3-round total of 217. The Mocs had a final round score of 303 to finish the 2-day tournament. The women's golf team earned 2 wins in their portion of the tournament Tuesday afternoon. Sophomore Tori Higgins picked up her first career individual win in a one-hole playoff against a student from Lynn. This is the second time in the last 2 seasons a moccasin golfer has won a tournament in the playoffs. The next tournament is in South Carolina at the South Regional Preview Tournament next week on October 31st and November 1st. Here today to give us some insight on the tournament win is junior women's golfer Abbey Williams.
Hey guys, yes, I have Abbey Williams here with me to tell us a little bit about the big win that women's golf had. Okay, so Abbey, I know this tournament was actually moved due to Hurricane Matthew hitting us a few weeks ago. So did that change the dynamic of the tournament at all?
Yeah, I mean, we were all, the week of the hurricane was, midterms, and we were all very stressed out. So having the tournament moved to this week was actually a blessing because we had fall break, and we were able to calm down a bit and chill out, and then we came back and we got to play. And it was a lot more relaxing, so it was great.
That's good, I bet. So you got a positive out of the hurricane.
Yes, for sure it was.
One thing I definitely wanted to ask you about, you guys broke 300 in both rounds. I know personally sometimes I tend to think of golf as more of an individual sport. So first of all, explain what that is to our viewers, and then how does that tie into golf being a team event?
Yeah, normally golf is an individual sport, but that's what's so amazing about college golf is we get to come together and be a team. And when you're out there playing, you're not playing for only yourself, but your entire team. So every shot counts, every stroke counts, and that's what it came down to. And breaking 300 is a very big accomplishment for us, and it was very exciting.
It's exciting. So how does this big win in the tournament affect going into next week, which is, I believe, your last tournament for the season?
Next week is our regional preview, and we only bring 5 to that tournament, and we had an amazing top 5 at this past one. And we're just looking forward to see if we can take this same 5 and beat everybody that's there, because we had some good teams at this past one, but all of the good teams in our conference will be there next week, and we're excited to see how well we can do.
All right. I know all of us here are excited too.
Yes.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Congratulations to you, and a big individual congratulations to Tori Higgins, who won the individual title. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us this week. We'll see you next week. I'm Zach Smith.
And I'm Kara Donnelly, and this has been Southern Sports Network.